You know what time it is, folks. That's right. Phyrexia, all will be one draft time. And yeah, we're coming off the heels of the Tasty Adult Beverage draft, where we wound up going 6-3 to the shock of even me. I was completely taken by surprise on that one. Um, we do have Arena open. I ain't doing that. Unfortunately, it's also February 3rd when I recorded this, which was start of Star City Games, Charlotte, and I couldn't get there. Uh, so let's hit the plugs real quick. Also, thank you for watching on YouTube. Whether it's XWW Wrestling's YouTube channel, which is XWW Wrestling, that's the one with Figure Wrestling Alliance, Cam Jackson's vlog gimmick, and yeah, basically those big things right now, along with the How Do You Figure Wrestling Figure podcast. ExtremeTVOnline.com, $4.99 a month. First 5 days are free. That is where you can catch all the wrestling side of XWW as well. We're talking casino nights. We're talking hacks. We're talking the upcoming, depending on when this comes out, if it's already out, the St. Patrick's Day extravaganza special event. Also, the end of the month special events as well. Also, AML, Future Stars AML, Firestar Pro Wrestling. We're not just contained to one XWW. We have a bunch of different promotions on the streaming service. And definitely more coming in the weeks and months ahead. Plus, did I forget to mention podcasts and video versions of said podcast, of Bumps and Brews, of The Asylum when that comes back, of Smash the Mat, and whenever I get around to getting my podcasts done, the Goblin Grenade podcast. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget you can catch all that for $4.99 a month. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, which is Zero Trade and Value Productions, thank you. Let's go for a ride here and use our last draft token that we've acquired for Phyrexia. All will be one. We have the coffee today to recover from the Tasty Adult Beverage draft. I'm surprised we went 6-3 with that Naya. And now I'm gonna. This is either gonna be the come down episode, or this is gonna be where we start getting really good and consistent stuff going up for us here. We're just waiting. I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, cool. Everybody's up and in, and let's see where we go. Let's see what we open up a Black Cleave Cliffs, which isn't that bad of a land. Veil of Assimilation is really good. That definitely, especially if you're playing a lot of artifacts. Watchful Ballista Rosa, oil counters, draw cards when it dies. Voidwing Hybrid, I have tried too many times, especially in practice for the blue-black proliferate. It's just not there. Incisor Glider is good. Lightbringer, Sinew Dancer, Pestilent Siphoner. So for me, I think I just do Voice of Assimilation or Incisor Glider. Can't go wrong with either one of these. But I'll take the Voice of Assimilation and see what we get in the second pick. Well, it's Against All Odds, which is a favorite card of mine. We also have a Mandible Justicar, a Blight Belly Rat, if we're doing toxic stuff, Bone Picker Scourge. I get a feeling, though, that the only proliferate card is the Blight Belly Rat. So we might have to adjust a little bit. Adaptive Spore Singer is good, too, because when it enters a battlefield, you can either proliferate or +2/+2. But I think Against All Odds for the bounceability, or it's just recovering a card from our graveyard. Indoctrination Attendant. Enters a battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. If you do, create a 1/1 Phyrexia Might with Toxic 1 can't be blocked. We're in white. It is one of my favorite cards to at least get a 1 or 2 of in there. Monument to Perfection, I don't see it in the format. I see it as a good commander card occasionally from time to time, but I don't see it in this format. So we're going to take the Indoctrination Attendant and hopefully slide into Toxic White, and the other color being black or green. Izuri, Stalker of Spheres. Once again, the blue side, blue is the weakest color in the draft set by a long shot. Another Veil of Assimilation, which I don't think is okay. Uruzi, we could proliferate twice. It'll probably make its way back to us. That being said, it's a toss-up between Duelist or Complete Devotion, and I gotta take the Duelist here. It is a 2/2 with first strike on our turn with Toxic 1. Now, Sheeran's Head Cleaver is a great 4-drop. Zealot's Conviction, though, especially if we're doing poison, but I think the Head Cleaver is a little bit more important in that spot. And, sometimes you never get punished as you take another Zealot. Give me 1 second, folks. Because we be live editing. I don't edit these up anymore. I might start editing the deck text, but I'm not editing the draft videos anymore. I put a lot of work into a lot of those decks. Uh-oh. All right, so we have Orthodox Enforcer, Testament Bearer. We could take a Draw's Pits. We control 2 or more. I think we just take the land here. Nothing in our colors, although the Fair Basilica is a land that we're going to take. So now we have one of each of our colors for the Basilicas and the Dross Pits of these sphere lands. Hey, Blackcleave Cliffs Wield. Now, normally, that's the card I'm taking. But we got to take a Sinew Dancer because that helps us with. Now, this is an interesting spot. None of these are in our deck. We could either complete the Atmosphere, or we can take an Adaptive Spore Singer and see if green becomes open. And I think that's what we have to do to be smart about it. Thirsting Roots I will take just in case we don't get any more black cards and we have to go into the green Toxic. Because right now, we only have 4 creatures, which is okay for first pack. But of those 4 creatures, 3 of them have Toxic, which is okay. But we don't have any of the good linchpin Toxic cards. I mean, I am not opposed to taking another Veil of Assimilation. No, we'll take the Kinsmith to complete our 4X. Oh, look at that. We took a Kinsmith and we completed the Kinsmith 4X Kinsmiths. Pack 2, we open up a Conduit of Worlds. You may play lands from your graveyard. Tap, choose target non-land permanent in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast additional spells. Activate only as a sorcery. Somebody who's playing red is going to be very happy with that Fuseling. Nahiri Sacrifice, Scrap Gorger, Orthodox. This pack is really bad for us except for that Blight Belly Rat. So I think we just take that and hope for the best. Black Sun's Twilight. Up to 1 target creature gets -X/-X. Till end of turn, if X is 5 or more, return a creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. We're going to highlight that. Charforger is in the pack as well, and that is a definite great card in that Rakdos Sacrifice outlet. So whoever got that Fuseling, they're going to be really happy because we are taking that Black Sun's Twilight and stomping our foot finally into white-black Toxic because we have Fencing Raptor. Sinew Dancer wield. I don't know if it does it this time, but we're definitely going to take that Fencing Raptor. Oh, somebody's getting 2 Charforgers. Ooh, I do not want to be playing against them. But that being said, Hive Master, we will definitely take because we are in full toxic mode right now. The toxicity of our city. Charge of the Mites is actually not that bad of a card. It definitely either makes us 2/1/1 Mites with Toxic 1, or, it creature removal. Right now, we kind of have to start focusing on getting removal pieces for this deck. Because we have none right now. Although, if we take a look at our handy dandy 7 creatures, which is a little weird for me right now. Oh my goodness. Another Fuseling, though. Whisper of the Dross isn't that good. But we are so bereft of removal right now. Part of me wants to take the Fuseling, not going to lie. But whoever's taking red to the right of me, you're welcome. You're welcome that I needed a piece of crappy removal just to guarantee some removal. That being said, though, it wasn't a bad idea. Ooh, look at that. Toss up between the Indoctrination Attendant or Complete Devotion. I'm going to take the Complete Devotion because we are, at this moment, lacking removal. And that is a combat trick, which is unfortunately going to be considered, for me anyway in this draft, quite possibly a piece of removal. We're not taking the Enforcer, so we will finish off the Gleeful Demolition. Work. Red is wide open with Exuberant Fuseling. Come on, red players. At this point, there had to have been somebody. The Charforgers I get, but that Fuseling should never have made its way back to me. Never. A 0/1 that gets +1/+0 for each oil counter. When that enters the battlefield, or another creature or artifact we control is put into a graveyard from battlefield, put an oil counter on this. Card is dumb in this format. Dumb. Oh, by the way, did I forget to mention it has Trample? Card is dumb. And it made its way back to us. Why? I mean, probably Charforger was definitely the better pick, but there had to have been another person playing red at the table. I don't want to take the the fleshless gladiator, because we're not doing that like. Might actually have to take it though, just in case. I would have rather have taken the Prophetic Prism, but looking at the lack of creatures that we have right now, 7, and we're halfway through the second pack, always get rewarded. Double Sinew Dancer is actually pretty good, along with Zealot's Conviction. Damn. Zealot's Conviction has flash, by the way. We will now take an Orthodoxy Enforcer. I think I said that right. We will finally take one. I can't believe that. All right. Slowfim Mayhem Dominus. Oof. Somebody's going to be happy with that card. We have a Duelist of Deep Faith in the 2-drop slot, or an Indoctrination Attendant. We didn't see the other one wheel, but getting 2 Duelist of Deep Faiths is actually not that bad. The Monumental Facade. Current XWW United States Heavyweight Champion. That being said, though, I'm not opposed to taking a 3rd Duelist of Deep Faith here. No good pieces of removal except for Vanish to Eternity, actually. I think we have to take the Vanish. Norn Wellspring. Norn Wellspring, Mandible Justicar, Stinging Hive Master. This is actually rough. I think we take the Stinging Hive Master And we might actually wind up playing the second Veil. No, just one Veil. Because now that gives us 12 creatures. I will actually put... Alright, Basilica Shepherd. Or Paladin enters battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from graveyard to hand. Basilica Shepherd, though, does give us flying. Makes us a bunch of stuff. I have yet to play Nim Razor Paladin. And that's a 5-drop with Toxic 2. But kind of, Toxic 2 with a bounce, so I'll take that. Alright, we will take another Duelist of Deep Faith here. Let's get rid of Whisper. Infected Flesh Cutter, come on. That's the one that makes toxic whenever a creature attacks. So we have 2 lands, so that means we have 23 playables right now in our deck. Zealot Conviction or an Offer Immortality. I think Offer Immortality just in case we have to play weird things. I don't want to take a 3rd Sinew Dancer. I think that's a little bit too much in the 1-drop slots. So I think I will take the Vowling Hybrid. Voidwing Hybrid. Another Voidwing Hybrid. And we can actually complete our collection of Voidwings at this point. Zealot's Conviction. I'm going to take the Furnace for completion because I don't think we need 3 convictions. Yeah, we don't need 3 convictions in this deck. We're still looking for one more playable. Now, if we're in a pinch, we have the Offer Immortality as a combat trick. Obviously, we're missing Crawling Choruses. They never make... If you don't open one up or pick one in the first 3 picks, you almost don't see it in a pack. I think we'll complete our Experimental Augury playsets here. Oh, okay. Maze or Furnace or, we'll just take that one. Who cares? It's Vault Completion. Once again, more Vault Completion. So I think it might actually be Offer Immortality. And look at that. Vault Completion once again. Not a bad draft. We're taking rid of a land because I only play 16, even on paper. That's just me. That's a me thing. I'm more aggressive. So we get rid of a Plains. Okay, I guess that didn't work. So we got the Pokemon land. So we got the Pokemon lands. We got the 40 cards in the deck, and I think we're good to go to start playing some games here. I'm Douglas Drafts, Phyrexia. All will be one. Draft number. Post-adult beverage recovery draft. So we have the Fair Basilica. We have a Veil. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. just fair Basilica and hope for a duelist. Actually, that's not that bad. Because we're just going to Veil because we have Stinging Hive Masters now. So they play blue. But they're playing an island. They're playing Is It, which is already, unless you got like that 4-drop gold card, and they probably have a counterspell. So let's bait it out with a Stinging Hive Master. That tells me right there and then you don't have a good hand. Yeah, let's just let it go. Let it go. Let's get this one countered too. Oh, you waiting? Okay. So you drew a card for the poison. Okay. I've tried this deck before. Yeah, the Serum Core Chimera. Serum Core Chimera. So. Let's see if they want some poison. Now, this is the only reason why you go into Is It if you got this. Or if you got two of them. But you still need at least 14 really good cards in Is It to make it work. Maybe they do. Right now, I'm looking at it against all odds. So you're going to attack and pump. They don't. Interesting. Escaped Experiment. Okay. That actually helps us out. So let's see if they have another counterspell, because they don't want Sinew Dancer on the field. And we just got to protect the Hive Master. Because the Head Cleaver's got Menace. Serum Snare. Alright, let's do this now. Now we've made the Head Cleaver the card that you need to get rid of. And now we're going to attack with the Hive Master and the Head Cleaver. Because they can only block. I'll take that trade all day. I'll take that trade all day. Because we have Offer Immortality in hand. Alright. Do they attack with the Serum Core Chimera? Is the question. Because Head Cleaver may wind up winning this game for us. If we get a land, we could, against all odds. Not the land I was hoping for. Let's tap down the Unctis Grand Metatech. We are gonna just swing in with the Head Cleaver. Get him down to 6 with 7 poison counters. I think we end the turn here. Because I want to try to keep the Head Cleaver alive. Or the Sinew Dancer. Depends on what they want to try to do. Does a Chimera cost something? No, you can just remove 3 oil counters from it to deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Okay. They're debating if they want to get rid of it now or later. Because I kept mana up. Blazing Crescendo. Okay. Exile the top card of your library, which winds up being the Filigree Silex. So they've got a halfway decent deck here, but they have to get rid of this Head Cleaver. So they play the Silex. Has no oil on it. Put an oil counter on it. Probably to try to get rid of Sinew Dancer next turn. Discard a non-land. When you do, 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Activate only as a sorcery. Do they do it to my face or to the Sinew Dancer? We're just gonna do that. And then make him counter that. That's fine. Actually, I can pay the 2. Psych. So if they attack, we win. Just on poison. Duelist of Deep Faith. What do we bring out, though? Well, let's do this and tap down that. Let's Duelist of Deep Faith. Leave up enough mana to crack the Dross Pits or the Fair Basilica. So they draw 2. They had to pay the full price, so they get to destroy the Sinew Dancer. Feels like a bad trade-off. Feels like a really bad trade-off. Like an immensely bad trade-off. So Ichor Synthesizer. Oh, and they got rid of my thing. They got rid of my conviction. Ah. So you do 3 damage to Duelist Deep Faith. Word on my face. I am going to crack this and draw a card. It's a Zealot's Conviction. Yay! Now we can, against all odds, we're going to, against all odds, the Stinging Hive Master. Okay. Then we're going to go attacking. Gotta double block it. And now we've presented you with a big problem. Merrick's, yep. Phyrexian Atlas. Oil counters. Create a 1/1 that can't block. Did we get there? Yeah, we got there, folks. Great game, though. They have the Izzet deck. They have the meta Izzet deck for this format. And we had to kind of play lights out on that one, especially towards the end, just to have a shot at winning. As we go into game 2 here with Orzhov Toxic. Yeah, I know. Hold on. As we're waiting for the game. Had to message. Okay, we go first. We get a Duelist with a complete, with the Attendant, all for Immortality. I like this because we can Zealot's Conviction, draw Skull Bomb. And we get the Black Sun's Twilight, so we're going to Duelist the Deep Faith and hopefully get to Zealot Conviction it. Never mind, they're targeting it, so it's dead. Jawbone Duelist with Dual Strike. Alright, I think we just go in for the attack. They let it go through. I think we'll play Fleshless Gladiator. Now they could crack it and return it, but Karmak's the Rat King. And they actually found a Blightbelly Rat. Hell yeah. We're not hitting our lands, though. So we're just going to go swinging. And try to get rid of this Rat King. Interesting call here. Do I Conviction and trade? We'll complete Devotion to get the card draw. Oh, never mind. It has to have Toxic. But we got Karmak's out of hand, because that gives all their rats Toxic 1. Like, it's such a good card. It's such a good card. And they could Skull Bomb it back, too. I want to see if they do that. Alright, that I get. Planar Disruption. Blightbelly. And they finally got in with the Jawbone Duelist, which is a great card in the Toxic, because it gives you Toxic too. But we finally hit a land. What do I do here? I think we'll just attack with the Gladiator and try to trade off with the Rat. Then, unfortunately, we have to do that to the Duelist. And then we'll just Sinew Dancer. All right, they have their own Duelist of Deep Faith. Now, here's the thing. They have 2 cards in hand. We could bait out the Immortality. And charge the Mites. Dancer doesn't get there. Duelist is probably the worst. Duelist is probably the worst card. So we bait out the offer. Oh, they didn't have it. Is Sinew Dancer about to get in for a single point of damage? It does. Crawling Course, my favorite art in the entire set. I need a play set in foil, and I might just order it today. Just for poops and giggles. So they're going to return that to their hand and draw a card. Ah, what a sick play. Nice. What a sick, sick play. That being said, though, we're going to Indoctrination Attendant and bounce back our Duelist. So that got... It basically bounced off the card that was preventing Duelist from attacking or blocking. That was such a sick play by our opponent last turn, though. I didn't think they had a land in hand. Did not think they had land in hand. And here they are. They did. Oh, they're tapping out for everything. All right. I see it. Veil. All right. So I think we just attack here. I think we just attack. Yeah, I think we just attack with the Indoctrination Attendant. No blocks? Alright. That being said, then, I will Duelist of Deep Faith. End turn. Put a stop right there. Do I need Toxic? So we'll tap down the Siphoner. So that's 6. No, that's more than that. That's first. What do they got? That's gonna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See what happens. Bring it. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Alright. So we're taking 1 Toxic in the air. We could Hive Master and then keep a... I think we Hive Master here. Yeah. Yeah, we do that. We see and hope that they don't have a Proliferate card. Because if they got another Whisper of the Dross, we did. That pumps the entire team up. They kept back Coerce. They kept back Coerce for some reason. Everything gets +1/+1. So that's going to block that. That's going to block that. We'll do 2 blockers. Red Flash in. The Zealot's Conviction. We're at 8. We get 2 Mites that can't block. They got a Chorus. They got a Bone Pick Surge. We get a Sinew Dancer. That's 1. 2. Well, this is about as good as we can do right now. That's about as good as we can do right now. And we may just be game overed at this point. It's a good game. It was, see, the Crawling Chorus is a real important card. Yeah, they have it. They have it. So that's... yeah. Actually, Death Touch and... oh, yeah, no, doing the math. Good game. No blocks. You got this one. You got this one. Good game, good game. So, even, like, we were able to hold up pretty decently to that deck. But that is like a baller Orzhov Toxic deck that they had. We almost got there, but not really. But still, Toxic, the white-black, the white-green Toxic decks, even a bad Toxic deck is still decent, and I think in this particular set, it's falling into the trap that Innistrad Midnight Hunt had with zombies. Even crappy zombies guaranteed you for 3 to 5 wins with no rares at all in the draft format because the zombie archetype was, for the draft setting, overpowered. It was so dumb that you could literally draft nothing but common and uncommon zombies and guarantee yourself 4 wins. Good mana. Nimrazer, though. We'll see what Nimrazer does. I don't want them knowing that we have black yet. They are in this deck. Okay. I think Duelist of Deep Faith is about to get sacrificed to the Branch Blight Stalker. Yeah, they have the pump for it. They don't. They... I just not do that. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not playing it. I don't know. That just seemed like a weird line to take for me. Like, if you didn't have a pump, why attack? Like, why do these attacks? What are you attacking into? A Lattice Blade Mantis? And then we're just gonna bounce planes? No attacks? I mean, we've been trading, which is okay, but you want to kind of like be... If they attack again, that'd be great. So no blocks. I mean, they got there with their Cinder / Ravager. So who am I to complain about it? Yeah, I think we're toast here. They have no poison. We could, technically, that's so dumb, though. That would be so dumb. They only block with one. Alright. They get a poison counter for Indoctrination Attendant. So they're just playing real big stuff. And they're getting there. So that's 5-4. Alright, we have to unfortunately do this. We have to unfortunately do that. That is a fair Basilica, and that's just a good game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell just happened to us there, but Gruul actually did something for once in this format. Every time I've drafted Gruul, it's done anyway. Real quick on me with the cooldown. Here's a podcast intro. That is right. That's the podcast intro, folks, on ExtremeTVOnline.com. $4.99 a month. First 5 days are free. What are you waiting for? At least try it out. You get access to all the XWW wrestling content, casino nights, hacks, the special events that we do at the end of the month. Heck, right now, in 2.5 weeks, we have our St. Patrick's Day event going on right now. 2 weeks, actually, from the day of this recording. We have our St. Patrick's Day special event happening at Lenny Boy Brewing Company. It's insane the amount of content that this streaming service offers for only $5 a month. That being said, we are 1-2 with Orzhov, Toxic 1, as we recover from our last draft that had tasty adult beverages involved, and we went 6-3 with tasty adult beverages. So, I mean, it's so appropriate that me not under a few tasty adult beverages is completely pooping the bed at this point. But none of the losses have been BS. They've been really solid, tight games, and this is where, like, I feel like this format shines completely. I don't like the fact that we only have a sinew dancer and then the head cleaver, but the last time head cleaver made it, we won. So, you know, weird superstition traditions, and that tells me we're about to like rank up at any moment. Said nobody ever. So we're gonna do that, and it's a sinew dancer, unfortunately. And if they play a mountain or a red source, I'm just gonna cry. All right, they're in toxic. I think Dross Pits. And then see if... Yeah. I'm okay with that. Now, we could charge the mites. Or we can just lose. Horrifically. This is bad. This is really, really bad. This is really bad. Son of a you-know-what. This is real bad. What do I do? I think with just voice of assimilation, make the sinew dancer a 2/2 and then do nothing. And then we're going to take 4 damage and 2 poison. And there was an interesting article where Limited Resources had done... They had basically said that they've done the research with like 17 Lands website, and the format is so fast at times and slow at others, but like it so favors whoever gets the draw first. Like it's like a ridiculous... Normally in every Magic set, whoever drew first, in the best of ones especially, it's usually a good 50-50 split between winning and losing. the graph is simply off the chart with this format. If you go first, I think it's like a 65 to 70% win rate. So right now we are really, really in the bad spot. We don't control 2 or more artifacts. But I think we just put out our own Orzhov Enforcer and try to slow game it. We're going to be up to 4 poison and 12 life. At a minimum. And then they give it flying. And then they're going to give that flying and toxic. You gotta be kidding me. I'm just going to take the 8th. To hell with it. Every loss wasn't BS up until this one. Every loss wasn't BS up until this one. Because that was some... Yeah. 1 and 3... Tell me how much I suck in the comments, because apparently, if I'm not under the influence of tasty adult beverages, I can't draft for the life of me. It's still a fun format, though. Don't take, like, me getting salty at the end. That's just by nature of being a human being. But it's still a fun set. It's still pretty fun. This is the draft deck here that definitely made us do something. I don't know if there was a different thing we could, different avenue we could have taken. Red was pretty open, and I should have started taking the red, especially when I saw the fuselage, the goblin, or pivot when the Charbelcher, the Rakdos gold card, and I saw the first one get past me in like a couple picks into that second pack. I should have done that, but that's one of the beauties of these videos. Hindsight always 2020. You have perfect vision, and you can see the mistakes that you made, and I made plenty of mistakes today, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, my name is Dom Douglas for XWW Wrestling's YouTube channel, ExtremeTVOnline.com, my own personal YouTube channel, Zero Trade and Value Productions, and may your top deck always be mythic. Unlike me going 1 and 3.